Meet Nikita Mazepin, a Russian F1 driver whose 2021 Haas stint marked him as the epitome of tumult and disaster, with 5 did not finish, 1 did not start, and a meager 0 points on the scoreboard. Mazepin's performance on the track was far from stellar. With 6 penalty points, media scrutiny intensified, portraying him as the worst Formula One driver of all time. Nikita Mazepin from Russia is what they call a pay driver. His track record doesn't scream F1 material. He hopped on board with Haas F1 in 2021 after finishing 5th in the F2 championship the year before, where he only won 2 races. Mick Schumacher, the son of F1 legend Michael Schumacher, is also part of the Haas team, and he clinched the 2020 F2 championship. Nikita kicked off his racing journey at 12, a bit late compared to the speed demons of today. By his 3rd year, at 15, he clinched 2nd place in the CIK FIA World Championship for KF Karts, right behind Lando Norris. At 16, he dove into single-seater racing in the MRF Challenge and Toyota Racing Series 2015, gearing up for the big leagues. Sadly, no points and a 12th TH place finish in some trial runs, so they brought him on for the 2016 season. Nikita's well-off dad, Dmitry Mazepin, chipped in some sponsorship cash, a trend you'll see in his career. Let's be real, many drivers on the grid have deep pockets backing them. His first high-tech season, no podiums, and he landed 20th in the championship. The next season showed improvement with 3 podiums in Belgium and Austria, but 10th place overall didn't exactly set the world on fire. The journey's still unfolding. In his European F3 days, Nikita Mazepin stirred up some drama, especially with a clash against championship hopeful Callum Ilott in 2016. That incident sparked some serious dislike for Nikita, making him one of the least popular folks on the racing grid. Hey, everyone has their not-so-great moments, but guess what? Nikita made a comeback in the GP3 series. Moving up to GP3 was a fresh beginning, and he seized the opportunity, grabbing 2nd place overall behind Antoine Hubert and hitting the top step of the podium 4 times that season. Fast forward to F2 in 2019, and things took a downturn. Nikita ended up a disappointing 18th in the championship, while his teammate Nick De Vries clinched the title, making Nikita look like a rookie. This hit Nikita hard. He admitted, "I've lost a lot of confidence," which in racing is a pretty big deal. Determined to bounce back, he joined the new high-tech team for a better 2nd season. After some tough rounds, the breakthrough happened in Hungary, his first podium in F2. Silverstone was even sweeter, grabbing his first win. Spa had its ups and downs, with a penalty costing him success, but he still secured 2nd place, adding another podium to his name. 3 more podiums later, he wrapped up the season in 5th place, a solid rebound from the last one. Facing a ton of pressure at his debut Grand Prix in Bahrain, Mazepin delivered exactly what the critics feared from the get-go. He crashed, spinning around like a dizzy top during testing and practice. Mazepin's first official race barely lasted 30 seconds before he wrecked in the 3rd corner, marking a did not finish, DNF. It was, without a doubt, the worst-case scenario, triggering a flood of memes, jokes, and Twitter insults. Even though the crash didn't necessarily reflect how his race could have played out, it made for a rocky start and a not-so-great first impression for the rookie. Let's zoom ahead to the Portuguese Grand Prix. After a 17th TH place finish at Imola, where Mazepin was a couple of laps behind, we find ourselves at Portimao, and Mazepin's in a bit of a pickle. Picture this: Sergio Perez is doing this amazing thing, making his tires last almost 50 laps, leading the race and giving Lewis Hamilton a run for his money. But hold up, Mazepin decides to shake things up for poor Perez. He starts blocking Perez like a pro wrestler, making it hard for him to pass the slower car. Perez's cool strategy? Out the window. Eventually, Lewis Hamilton swoops in and steals the show. Here's the kicker. Mazepin gets hit with a 5-second penalty and a penalty point for his moves. Oops. Later on, Mazepin says sorry to Perez, who wasn't holding back on the radio, calling the rookie an idiot as the whole drama unfolded. Racing can be wild, right? Now, let's talk about the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. After a couple of races finishing outside the top 15 and trailing behind at least 2 laps in each, Mazepin had a breakthrough moment. In Azerbaijan, he scored his first lead lap finish, hitting a career-best 14th place in a race filled with cautions. Dodging most of the chaos was no small feat and earned him some respect. But you know how it goes, something's bound to go sideways for this driver. Teammate Mick Schumacher tried to pass Mazepin using the drag reduction system as they approached the finish line. Here's the kicker. Mazepin pulled a risky blocking move, almost causing a 250-plus kilometer accident. Schumacher pulled off the pass anyway, but he was seriously mad at his teammate, accusing him of trying to turn their race into a disaster. Talk about high-speed drama! Now, let's talk about the Belgian and Dutch Grands Prix in Mazepin's roller coaster ride of a season. Mazepin found himself hanging out at the back of the pack for a good chunk of the following months, only cracking the top 15 once, a 14th place at Hungaroring. Even in that race, he had a little mishap, struggling to keep up because the Haas F1 team isn't exactly speed demons. Then came the rainy Belgian Grand Prix. Hold on to your hats! Only one official lap happened under the safety car, but guess what? Mazepin somehow snagged the fastest lap. Pretty cool. It was a shining moment in an otherwise gloomy season, but oh boy, the drama continued in Holland. There was a tiff between Mazepin and Schumacher, sparked by some disagreement during qualifying. Mazepin wasn't thrilled that his teammate overtook him, saying he doesn't like people being cheeky in the battle for 19th place. Things got so heated that even Schumacher's family publicly scolded the Russian driver. After a series of clashes with his teammate Mick Schumacher during the 2021 Formula One season, Nikita Mazepin has finally admitted fault for an incident at Monza. This follows a heated exchange between the two at the Dutch GP. Mazepin, known for his conflicts with Schumacher, acknowledged his mistake in an interview after the race. He said, "I think that one is really simple. It was my mistake, and I have no shame in having to apologize. I'm sure he will make a lot of mistakes in the future, and I will make a lot of mistakes in the future. And the most important thing is to remain a human. It was my mess up, no discussion on it. I deserve the penalty even though it wasn't on purpose, and I was fortunate he didn't lose too much time by it. He was able to spin the car around straight away. It was my fault. Now I just say sorry." Mazepin explained that it's challenging to stay close to a car with low downforce, and he felt Mick braked early, leading to the incident. Despite receiving a 5-second penalty, Mazepin eventually retired from the Italian GP due to an engine problem. Schumacher, on the other hand, seemed understanding of the situation, stating, "I think in my case, it's really tight. We're fighting and obviously low downforce. I haven't seen it. I have to see. But again, for me, I felt this race was good, and I don't think it would really have changed anything to our end race position." Haas team principal Guenther Steiner expressed optimism, believing that Mazepin and Schumacher were learning and making progress in their driving. The Singapore and Japanese Grand Prix got the axe. So sadly, we missed seeing Mazepin's lightning speed on the track. But he made a comeback at the Turkish Grand Prix, and boy, he made a statement. Finished 20th, 2 laps behind. Okay, not a podium moment, but Mick didn't do much better, ending up in P19. Now, the US, Mexican, and Qatar Grand Prix? Yeah, he kept his streak of finishing at the back alive, but at least he was making it through the races now. Surprise, surprise. In Lagos, he outdid himself, snagging P7 and stealing a bit of the limelight from Lewis Hamilton's epic win. It looked like he had turned a new leaf, like he was showing some promise, like points on the horizon. But plot twist, he DNF'd at Jeddah and did not attend the ABWGP because he had COVID. So his season sputtered to an end, much like how it all began. Mick and Nikita had a tough season, and Mick outraced Nikita only 3 times. Nikita's qualifying struggles were like being in a different time zone, consistently behind by over 9-10, which is a big deal in Formula One. In the midseason, there was a drama about Nikita's chassis being a tad heavier than Mick's. Money was splashed, and voila, a new tub appeared. Did it turn Nikita into a speed demon? Not really. It helped a bit, but it was like putting a band-aid on a broken F1 car. Season's end? 0 points for Nikita. Yep, 0. He spun out 22 times in 21 races, finished better than 17th only once, and had 5 retirements. The Infinity Stones collection is complete. Here's a simple question. Where do 0 points put you in the championship? 20th? Nope. Nikita finished 21st. In 2 races for Alfa Romeo, Robert Kupita matched Nikita's best finish. If that doesn't sum up Nikita, what does? Postseason, the embarrassment didn't stop. When Russia invaded Ukraine on February 24th, Haas bosses Gene H and G. Steiner were at the circuit. Uralkali and Mabin were out, and on February 25th, after testing, a decision was made. Haas scrubbed their car of Uralkali branding and Russian flag flashes. 8 days after Nikita's last laps, on March 5th, Haas bid farewell to both driver and title sponsor. Things got messy afterwards. Nikita and Steiner had different accounts. Initially, FIA allowed Nikita to compete as a neutral athlete, but then the team canceled his contract. Steiner denied saying that. Eventually, Haas replaced Nikita with KM Mag, and let's say Haas was better for it. If you enjoyed diving into the world of racing drama and want more thrilling content, hit the like button and subscribe for more captivating stories from the world of Formula One. Your support fuels our passion for bringing you the latest updates and engaging content. Thanks for joining the ride, and I'll catch you in the next video. Stay tuned, stay revved up, and happy racing.